Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
After an early morning arrival, it is a quick turnaround for Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and the rest of the Detroit Tigers. The Yankees are in town. Alex Rodriguez is here. So is Mark Teixeira. And we have the makeup game from a rainout back in April. It is the Tigers and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us here for this only game of the series between the Tigers and Yankees. 4:30 a.m. arrival, Rod, for the ball club. It's going to be a little bit difficult for the team to get going tonight, but they're going to have to fight through it.
You know, not ideal situations to go out and play a big league game, but every team has to go through this during the course of the year. And then when you're trying to make up a game that's been rained out prior in the season, it's very, very difficult to find a date which is very good for both teams. This much I can promise you. If Boyd goes out there and pitches like Michael Fulmer did last night, it's going to be a real nice night here at Comerica Park.
All right, now the last time the Tigers had a poor road trip, they came home and did really good things. 7-2 in the last homestand. More of the same here the next week, hopefully.
Yeah, they got busy on that last homestand, and they really needed to do so because they were stumbling home coming from Baltimore, but all they did was go 7-2 on the homestand. But take a look at the numbers from an offensive standpoint. They were led by Miguel Cabrera, who just continues to torture baseballs in this ballpark, and he kills Yankee pitching too. They had 17 home runs. They averaged over 6 per game, and the OPS was way up there. They're going to need that here tonight against the Yankees going up against Michael Pineda. Hopefully they can jump on him in the very first inning. He's had some issues in that inning this year.
All right, we'll see what happens after a short break. We'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios, check in with Johnny Kane. But coming up in this one here tonight, Michael Pineda will take the mound. The hard-throwing Michael Pineda for the Yankees. Matt Boyd, his second start for the Tigers. Tigers-Yanks. It's all coming up next from Comerica Park. A spectacular night for baseball here in downtown Detroit. Tigers and Yankees getting set to do battle here. We check out the field conditions tonight, presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotch Company. How about 81 degrees? Is that good enough for you?
That's real nice.
Partly cloudy, but it is a gorgeous night tonight here at Comerica Park. Jacoby Ellsbury and the Yankees are in town. Here is their starting lineup this evening. It is presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Ellsbury, Castro, and Beltran in the top three spots. Mark Teixeira is at first base. Meanwhile, Alex Rodriguez, career against the Tigers, good numbers. Chase Headley is at third. They've got Romine, Ref Snyder, and Hicks, the bottom three spots in their lineup, and they are facing the left-handed offerings of Matt Boyd, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Matt Boyd had a start on the West Coast and pitched very well, and everything that we'd heard coming up from Toledo proved to be true. Working inside with the fastball to left-handers and right-handers, and his breaking ball has really improved, which has allowed him to get left-handers out a little bit better than he did when he was here last year.
So here is Jacoby Ellsbury stepping in now as the Tigers and Yankees play this makeup game tonight for a ball game that was postponed because of bad weather on April the 10th. And so here we are today. Should have been an off day for both of these clubs, but they will complete the series.
Jacoby, one of the few Yankees hitting in the month of May. He's been getting on base, but really there has been no one to drive him in.
Here's the first pitch coming home from Matt Boyd. It is a ball outside, 1-0. Ellsbury in the month of May hit .320, and so when you look at his overall average now, he's up to .280. He'll steal a base when he gets on. Chopper right side of the infield, cut off by Aviles, and one gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense. It's presented by Beaumont Health. You saw Aviles is playing second base here tonight. Brad wanted to give Ian Kinsler the night off because of the long trip back from the West Coast. Iglesias at shortstop. Castellanos on the left side of the infield with Iglesias. Miguel at first base. The outfield reads Upton, Maben, J.D. Martinez, and Saltalamacchia getting the catching duty second day in a row.
Yeah, back-to-back. He caught Fulmer yesterday, and he'll catch the youngster Boyd here tonight. Starlin Castro stands in, looks at ball one inside.
Boyd's got all four pitches. He's got a fastball that gets up to 91. He'll also throw a slider about 84. He's got a curveball he likes to use, and he's got a changeup as well.
Castro looks at a strike, 1-1.
Castro got the day off yesterday in Toronto. He has basically played every single day for the Yankees this year.
Former Chicago Cub. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1-2 on Castro.
It's a good pitch right there. A good slider, good cut fastball in on the hands of Castro. If you want to get guys out in the big leagues, if it's a right-handed hitter, if you want to get him out of the way, you have to establish in at some point in time during the course of the at-bat.
Bouncing ball up the middle, ranging left is Iglesias. Castro is out by a step.
The Tigers on the West Coast really had some nice pitching performances, and Boyd turned in one of those. Fulmer a couple. Pelfrey did well, and so did Justin Verlander, but they didn't get a lot of wins. He worked upstairs with the fastball. There's the cut fastball, breaking ball inside, and then you can go away to get the right-handed batters out. He did a marvelous job that afternoon against Oakland.
5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 7 Athletics on that day. Strike one, the call on Carlos Beltran. Veteran outfielder, has a 5-game hitting streak and good numbers this year, solid numbers across the board. That is popped up. Here is Saltalamacchia, and that is going to be a 1-2-3 8-pitch inning for Matt Boyd. the bottom of the first inning on a nice night here at Comerica Park. The starting lineup for the Tigers tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Cameron Maybin leads it off, and J.D. Martinez and Miguel Cabrera. J.D. good numbers against the Yankees in his career. Victor Castellanos and Upton in the middle of the lineup, and you got Saltalamacchia, Aviles, and Iglesias rounding out the starting 9 for Brad Ausmus. Here are the numbers now on Michael Pineda.
He needs a good outing here tonight if he's going to keep his spot in the rotation. You see the numbers there elevated. He's lost 6. The ERA is approaching 7. He's got a fastball that gets up to 96 miles an hour. He's got a really good slider and a changeup that he gets lots of swings and misses on as well.
Maybin in the leadoff slot with Ian Kinsler getting the night off. Cameron had a bit of a slow trip. He was 4 for 20, yet he is still hitting 13 of 15. Sends a ground ball foul to third. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Pineda, one of those guys that has a difficult time of getting out of the first inning without giving up a run. He has given up a major league high 16 runs for a starting pitcher in the first inning.
We're starting to see a trend, Rod. I think that managers are not afraid to take some veteran guys out of the rotation.
Not at all.
And we saw Clay Buchholz go to the bullpen along with Phil Hughes and, of course, our own Anibal Sanchez.
Well, it gets to a point where you got to win big league games, and all of those guys have probably had 10, 11, 12 starts, and they're still struggling. So you have to figure out a way to get them on track.
Swing and a miss, and Cameron Maybin's out of there. 1 gone.
It's amazing that his numbers are as poor as they are because he's got some no-hit stuff from time to time. That would be Pineda. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees starting defense. It is brought to you by Tim Hortons. Hicks, Ellsbury, Beltran in the outfield, Castro, Ref Snyder in the infield, Headley, Teixeira on the corners, and Andrew Romine is the catcher. Austin Romine.
Oh, he got you. Andrew not playing tonight on the Tigers bench. Austin is the catcher this evening.
I just want to say his name.
I know. They are brothers. J.D. Martinez batting .245 with 11 home runs. He fouls that one back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's what Larry Rothschild has encouraged Pineda into doing more of, and he's already done so to the first 2 right-handed batters of this game. He's pitching inside. And very seldom does he go inside with his fastball. Therefore, he's given up a lot of home runs, and 8 of the 11 home runs have been to right-handed batters.
Whistle down the left field line. That is going to go all the way to the wall. It'll be extra bases. They had Martinez bunched towards center field, and he yanked it to left.
This is a reason why Pineda is a little afraid of going inside, but he still needs to do so if he's going to open up that slider on the outside part of the plate. Here's a fastball on the inside part of the plate, 2-seam fastball at 93 miles an hour. But look at J.D. Martinez pull the hands in nicely and somehow get enough barrel on that ball to keep it fair down the left field line. That is not an easy pitch to hit right there.
Well, we showed you all the numbers in terms of pitchers giving up first inning runs, and Pineda was to the top of that list. He is threatening to give up more here tonight. Miguel Cabrera stands in, and he fouls it back out of play. 0-1. Brings us to our Bernstein advantage. Or call Sam Bernstein advantage. How about Cabrera against the Yankees in his career?
Yeah, I don't care what Miguel's situation is, whether they're playing in the new Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, in Miami, or here at Comerica Park. His numbers against the Yankees so far in his career are just ridiculous. He has a .665 slugging percentage against them.
Here's the 0-1. That'll back him out of there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, for Miguel, he was only 3 for 22 on the road trip, but the Tigers as a whole really struggled offensively on that trip. They batted just .226.
Yeah, we talked about the fact that they got some nice pitching performances, but they really couldn't do anything with the Oakland or the Anaheim pitching.
Wave and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cabrera.
It took the kid Fulmer last night to nearly pitch a no-hitter to get a win in Anaheim.
Yeah, I know the Angels came away impressed, that's for sure.
How could you not? His last 3 or 4 starts have been spectacular.
Kind of makes you look ahead to the future and think, boy, this guy is going to be a centerpiece. 1-2 on Miguel. He'll shoot it to right field, a base hit. Martinez going to be stopped at third. A single for Cabrera, and the Tigers now have runners at first and third.
It's one of the things that just makes Miguel Cabrera so special. The fact that he had already swung at one slider and he missed that one, but Pineda comes back with another slider. It's 2-1 count. This one stays up long enough for Miguel to drive the ball the opposite way. He's not trying to pull it. He is simply trying to drive the run in. But Dave Clark had to hold up J.D. Martinez because J.D. didn't get a great break from second base. And you don't want to run yourself into an out here in the first inning. Is there anybody that has more fun playing the game than him?
Negative. He's at the top of the list. Telling JD don't go for it, hold up. He got a pretty good hitter coming up in Victor Martinez. And Vimar now at 344. He had a really good trip, 391 on the road trip. And Pineda missed outside 1-0. So the Yankees now in search of a double play ball here. The Tigers have a double and a single. Pineda's a big boy. He stands 6'7", 260 pounds.
That would qualify as being a big boy.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Already a lot of sliders thrown by Pineda. And fastball gets up to 96. We told you that. But there's a backdoor breaking ball. He starts it off the plate. And that's a nice frame job there by the starting catcher here, Mr. Roman.
Dan Iasonia called that one a strike, but it appeared to be just a touch outside. And that's why Victor shook his head a little bit. He'll slap that one back out of play, 1-2. Pretty good with runners in scoring position. I'd take 395.
Victor having a lot of fun playing baseball again this year after going through last season where he basically tried to play with that bad knee all season. He said it was the worst year of his career.
And the numbers back that up. But really from day one he's been healthy all season long. You kind of hold your breath every now and then when he runs the bases, but he's been getting it done. 1-2 is on the ground towards second. Might be a double play. 4, 6, and 3. They got the double play. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. As we go to the top of the second, tonight's aerial coverage is provided by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Here come the Yankees in the second. It'll be Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez, and Chase Headley facing Boyd, who had a 1-2-3 first inning. There's a ground ball hit right to the shortstop Iglesias. And one up, one away here in the second. Matt Boyd has gotten 3 ground balls in his first 4 batters.
Keeping the ball down at the bottom of the strike zone, already changing speeds very effectively.
Here is Alex Rodriguez, and boo, says the crowd. A-Rod batting just 174. He does have 6 home runs. And a ball missing outside, 1-0. The DH tonight for the Yankees. He'll drive one deep in the air to left field. That one is going to the corner. It is hooking, and it's going to be caught right up against 345. Nice play by Justin Upton.
That is not an easy play for Justin. One, he was playing A-Rod, shading him over in the left center field. Then he runs, and as he's running, all of a sudden he ends up in the sunlight. He did make the play, but not the easiest play to make here in left field this time of day.
That's a good point. I mean, he found just a sliver of sunlight to make that catch in, and made it nicely from the shadows to the sun. 2 down now for Chase Headley.
Did Fulmer say that those shadows really helped him in yesterday's game at the Big A with that start time of 4 p.m.?
Well, he didn't say it, but some of the Angels hitters did.
It looked like it, didn't it?
It sure did. There's a rollout to Aviles, and how about another 1-2-3 for Matt Boyd? Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. When it's time, come to Comerica. Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. And by Subway. Stop into any participating Subway and get a free Tigers decal with any meal. Back here in downtown Detroit. Gorgeous night for baseball here. Tigers Yanks in the makeup game from April the 10th when the inclement weather washed it away. There's a swing and a miss by Nick Castellanos.
You're going to say that a lot here today with Pineda. His numbers are not pretty, but when he does throw the ball over the plate with the kind of action he has on his fastball, he gets tons of swings and misses. 94 to 96 with that pitch, and he also gets lots of swings and misses on the slider.
Castellanos, Upton, and Saltalamacchia on the second.
Makes you wonder why the numbers are so poor. 96 with a fastball, good slider, usable changeup, but ERA close to 7. I guess we were saying the same thing about Anibal Sanchez.
We were. Here's the 1-1 pitch.
Good changeup. How about that action? 91 miles an hour. It sure was. Circle change. Man, did he really pull that thing down toward the inside part of home plate against the right-handed batter.
Pineda has always been highly regarded, hadn't he, Rod? I mean, when he was traded by the Mariners to the Yankees, they had to give up Jesus Montero, who at that time was a big prospect.
And Pineda was a huge prospect with the Seattle Mariners. They thought he was going to be in front of the rotation guy for a long, long time.
2-2 on Castellanos. Fouled back. Michael Pineda, a native of the Dominican Republic. Really important start for him tonight if he wants to remain in rotation for the Yankees. Waiting on deck, Justin Upton. And again, the 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Castellanos. Tigers had a pretty good scoring chance in the first inning. First and third, 1 out, and then a double play ball off the bat of Victor Martinez.
That was huge for Pineda, because we told you prior to the inning, the first inning had been troublesome for him. He had given up 16 runs already this year in the first inning.
Nick waits on a 3-2. Swing and a miss. Yeah, Pineda's featuring some stuff tonight.
Well, he knows he's pitching for his life as far as the rotation is concerned. They've got a few options with him. They can put him in the bullpen if he continues to struggle, or they can simply send him back down to the minor leagues where he has options. But Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach of the New York Yankees, is one of the best in the business, and I'm sure at some point in time he'll be able to get Pineda straightened out.
Here's Justin Upton. He'll look at strike 1. Upton had his moments on the road trip, but he in the end finished 3 for 22 and is batting .213 for the year. Fouled straight back, no balls and 2 strikes. Upton 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. He hit a long ball in Anaheim. Would not chase the Bender. 1-2 the count.
What was with all the balls flying out of Anaheim this year?
It's unbelievable. I mean, that 3-game series, that second game of the series, 9 home runs.
And 1 shy of a record in that ballpark.
Swing and a miss. Upton is down on strikes, and there are 2 gone.
Pineda's got that good heater, and he continues to feature.
Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Two gone now here in the third, or second rather, and here is Saltalamacchia. And as we said, Salty playing his second consecutive day, caught yesterday for Fulmer.
Had a big hit in yesterday's game, drove in a run.
Strike 1 on Saltalamacchia.
And they're playing Saltalamacchia to the pull field.
He'll pull it, slowly hit toward first. It'll be an easy out as Teixeira tags the bag, and an easy inning for Pineda. greater coverage of baseball, and yesterday, well, Michael Fulmer had it covered, a no-hit bid through 6 2/3 before it was given up by, it was C.J. Cron who singled to right field, and well, it was a pretty good outing. As good as we have seen Fulmer pitch.
You have to love what he's doing lately. A couple of starts ago, he had 11 strikeouts. And then in that Oakland series, he had 11 ground ball outs. And then yesterday, he just used the shadows to his advantage. Look at the shadows there. Fastballs up in the strike zone. Couple of strikeouts of Mike Trout. Then he threw that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. 8 Ks overall. And you're talking about an Angels team that really didn't strike out all that often.
Well, they did a lot yesterday, and Fulmer was dominant.
Yeah, those 2 starting times really, not that Justin Verlander can't strike out a lot of people anyway. He had 9 in his start, but Fulmer, he had 8.
Austin Romine is leading it off as we go to the 3rd, and he loops one foul back out of play. 0-2 on Romine. Quickly followed by Ref Snyder and Aaron Hicks. Here's Andrew, his brother. The 0-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it.
Andrew had a chance to play in front of family and friends. I was watching the telecast and saw his dad on the TV screen when you guys were out on the West Coast.
Yeah, Kevin was there, Kevin Romine.
Yeah.
Who had, I believe, 7 years in the major leagues, mostly with Boston. And again, the 0-2. He'll get back out of play.
We're starting to see this pitch more and more these days, and not only from guys that don't throw hard, but from even their harder throws. Guys in 95, 96, the elevated fastball with 2 strikes.
Now Boyd ready with the 0-2 again, and it's hit on the ground with the shortstop. Yet another ground ball for Boyd. 1 up, 1 away here in the 3rd. Time for a game break now. Matt Shepard. Yeah, they're a really good team, and here's the sign of a really good organization, Ron. When you have a guy like Drew Butera filling in for Salvi Perez, and he comes up with a big hit.
And you're also missing Mike Moustakas, who's going to be out for the entire year, and you don't have your all-star left fielder in Alex Gordon.
Another ground ball. This one straight to the 3rd baseman Castellanos. Ref Snyder is out.
Dave Moore, the general manager of the Kansas City Royals, has just done marvelous work since he's come over from the Atlanta Braves with that organization. And in the last 3 or 4 years, it's been the model organization in all of baseball.
And they're back in first place for the time being.
Another ground ball out, too.
6 of them now. 6 of the 8 outs have been on the ground.
21 total pitches thrown so far by Boyd. 17 of those strikes. Here's the breakdown.
So the last 2 days have featured starting pitchers that were acquired at the trading deadline last year. And, you know, that's not even counting Daniel Norris, who's still waiting down in the minor leagues, coming back from a rehab.
Tigers did well. And when they decided that they were going to move David Price, Yoenis Cespedes, Joakim Soria, the pitching prospects that they got back in return are legit.
And not only that, but keep your eyes peeled for a kid named Jacoby Jones down at AA, man. He can play.
He's a big boy, man. Have you ever stood next to him?
No.
He's a man.
Well, his numbers seem to indicate that he's a man. He's having a great year at AA.
And he can play anywhere. He's a good athlete.
2 balls, 2 strikes. No score here as we play in the 3rd. Here's the 2-2. Fought it off. Well, don't know what to think about Aaron Hicks. I mean, there was a time when he came up with the Minnesota Twins that he looked like he was going to be a star, was a former #1 pick, but he just has not been able to gain any traction in the big leagues.
He's got a lot of power. He's a great center fielder. He has one of the best throwing arms in baseball, but that bat, it just has not come from him yet.
And Boyd carves him up, strikes him out. First of the game for Matt Boyd. 9 up, 9 down against the lefty. Chicago White Sox, 4:10 p.m. It's the 22nd annual Negro Leagues tribute game. The first 10,000 fans receive a Negro Leagues tribute game hat. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER if you'd like more information. Love to see you out here on Saturday.
And beautiful Lake St. Clair.
Is that your posse out there on the water?
I wish I could get out on that water, man. That's nice.
Here's Mike Aviles to lead it off against Michael Pineda. Little chopper back up the middle. On the charge is Castro. One pitch, one out. Aviles retired. That'll bring up Jose Iglesias. The Tigers, as we mentioned, had to come back home from Anaheim last night. They arrived about 4:30 and then scattered to their homes, only to get to the ballpark for a 7:30 tilt tonight. Meanwhile, the Yankees a bit of an advantage because they only had to come from what, Toronto?
Yes, indeed. But one of the things the Yankees are going to have to do, they play in Toronto last night. They're playing here tonight. Then they have to travel to Baltimore. So they're dealing with some circumstances themselves.
Sure. Well, the Yanks were swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. In fact, they came into this game having really struggled in recent ball games. In fact, the Yankees had lost 6 of 8.
That's the first time they've been swept in Toronto since 2000 in a 3-game series.
2 balls, 1 strike on Jose Iglesias. .219 batting average for Jose. Only 4 hits on the road trip. Now the 2-1. Just off the plate. 3-1. Top of the order, Cameron Maybin waiting on deck. In there, a strike, 3-2. Pineda came into this game leading the Yankees with 59 strikeouts and pretty much 10 per 9 innings.
He didn't walk very many either. Whenever he makes a mistake, though, it appears that he's given up an extra base hit, though.
Just out of the reach of a diving Refsnyder into right field, and a single for Iglesias. 1 on, 1 out.
It's a nice piece of hitting here by Iglesias. It's a 3-2 count. It's a fastball that's outside. He just waits and lets the ball travel deep enough to create the bat angle and to find that hole on the right side of the infield. You can run on Pineda if you get a good enough jump. Iglesias does have speed, although the Tigers as a team have not run all that much this year.
Maybin looks at ball 1.
Omar Vizquel has the stopwatch in his hand, and what he did was he timed Pineda and how fast he got the ball into the catcher Romine's hands, and I think they've determined they might be able to steal a bag here because he took a long time getting the ball to the catcher unless he slide steps here.
Maybe one of the 3 strikeouts that Pineda has. Tigers have 3 hits. The only 3 hits of the game. The 1-0 runner goes. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second. The tag is not. Oh, it is in time. Ooh, it looked like Iglesias beat it. We'll see. You see Maybin flailing at the baseball with the runner going.
Iglesias had a really good jump, but really a nice throw here by Austin Romine. Austin Romine, the brother of Andrew Romine, he didn't even step, Maury. He just grabbed that ball and he basically threw it flat-footed, and he took very little time getting the ball down to the second baseman, Refsnyder.
I think he's out. Yeah, they're telling Iglesias, get off the field. We're not going to challenge here. What a throw. So they're empty now. The count is 1-1 on Maybin.
I thought Iglesias had that bag stolen. He got a really good jump, and Pineda is slow to the plate. But again, a really good throw by Romine. Here's this throw. He basically grabs the ball, which is outside, and really doesn't take a step. Just kind of flings it down towards second base and throws a really nice firm throw down there. Look at get him right in that left calf, right?
That was the spot. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 now on Maven. JD Martinez waiting on deck.
Nice crowd here. And for a Thursday evening.
You never really know what kind of a crowd will show up for a makeup game, but this is a really good gathering. And Maven fouled it off. Here is the Chevy Silverado most dependable player since Cameron Maven arrived on May 16th. Well, he's hit over 400. Morrison and Orlando only better than him since May 16th.
Orlando, one of those reasons why the Kansas City Royals just keep on rolling without Alex Gordon. He's an outfielder, and he's just done very well in Gordon's absence.
And another foul by Maven.
Who you got, the fighting Steph Currys or the fighting LeBrons?
I'm going to go with the fighting Steph Currys and the fighting Draymond Greens, only because of the Michigan State.
I should have said Draymond Green. That's what I should have said.
But no, I think it's going to be a great series, man.
I think Cleveland's going to win it this year.
Think so?
I do.
That wouldn't surprise me. Right back up the middle of rocket into center field off of Adam Cameron Maven.
It will be must-see TV, though.
No question. I'd be surprised if it doesn't go south.
It's a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that's in a really good location. Yeah, but Cameron Maven, man, real quick bat at lacing that ball right back through the center of the diamond. We'll see if Cameron's in the mood to steal here.
He's got 4 of them this year. 4 stolen bases. Was caught in Anaheim, so he's been caught 3 times now. JD Martinez doubled in his last at bat.
Cameron was 4 for 4, so he's been caught his last 3 attempts.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. JD in the month of May did not hit all that well, only .229, but he did hit 8 home runs last month.
It's a nice look.
The lead of Maven at first base. This time JD laid off, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pineda last year won 12 ball games, 12 and 10 and 27 starts. He is coming off a terrible month of May in which he had an ERA of about 7.5. And that certainly will make you scratch your head when you look at the stuff that he possesses. And now he'll get a chat from Austin Romine.
They believe that once he starts to pitch inside a little bit more effectively, because he's got 96, 97 with his fastball and a really good slider, and they feel like he would get a lot more easier outs. But when you don't pitch inside, hitters don't worry about that pitch, and that's when he gets himself in trouble. And Larry Rothschild, long-time pitching coach, former manager.
Checked it. Did he go? Ooh, yes, he did, said Dale Scott.
Really?
Not so sure about that one. Neither is JD. Let's see.
It's out there. He hurt his wrist trying to check his swing.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Martinez is out. So are the Tigers. That is 4 strikeouts now for Pineda.
Last delivery of the game. Matt Boyd off to a real nice start here. Lots of ground balls. Good cut fastballs inside to the right-handers. And then he fades that changeup away from the righties as well. And how about that changeup there? Nice job so far turned in through 3 innings for Boyd.
Yep, it's about as good as it gets right here. 3 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, no walks. And here we go in the 4th inning. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off. It'll be Ellsbury, Castro, and Beltran.
Saw that fastball inside there to the left-hander Ellsbury. He did a lot of that while he was in Toledo. That's why his numbers were good down there. Win-loss record wasn't great in Toledo, but the ERA was outstanding for Boyd.
Yeah, 2.06 in 8 starts.
Lloyd McClendon said he was really impressed with the way that Boyd was throwing the ball.
Slap toward left field, slicing. Upton goes back. 1 gone.
I like the fact that he's really not wasting many pitches. Even when he's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. He's making quality pitches.
That'll bring up Starlin Castro. Boyd had a strikeout to walk ratio in the minor leagues this year of 3-1.
You get your In-N-Out burger when he's out on the West
Oh,
Coast?
you know it, man. You know it.
Double.
Animal style. That's the one good thing about going to the West Coast.
You got that right.
There's a ball outside. 1-0 on Starlin Castro. Castro recorded the 1,000th hit of his career earlier this year. Drive that one foul out of play. 1-1.
MGM Detroit brings you the scouting report on the Yankees. This time last year, or overall last year, the Yankees, look at the runs per game. 4.72, nearly 5 runs per game. So they're 1 run under that this year, and that's one of the reasons why they are struggling in their division.
Ground ball left side. Castellanos gobbles it up and throws him out. Another ground ball out. 2 gone here in the 4th. Why do you think that is, Rod? Because this is a team that if you get to the 6th or 7th inning trailing, it's lights out.
They can't get there with a lead. Alex Rodriguez, we saw his numbers. He's at 174 to share in the on-deck circle. His power numbers have diminished. He is not performing the way that he performed last year. Therefore, they can pitch around a few guys in the lineup. And offensively, it's a struggling team. And you look at their numbers up and down, Mar, it's some of the worst in baseball.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, a lot of these averages.
Runners in scoring position. I mean, you name it, they're scuffling.
Carlos Beltran popped up to the catcher in his only at bat. There's a pop up that'll get back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Beltran's had a marvelous career. A lot of home runs, over 2,500 hits from Puerto Rico.
He is 39 now. 39 years old and still putting up pretty good numbers. Little chopper foul.
.404 homers.
Beltran waiting on a 1-2. And he'll hook it right to third base. A diving play by Castellanos. Another 1-2-3 inning for Matt Boyd. A little bit of help from his friends on this one. White Sox tomorrow night at 7:10 p.m. plus a 16-ounce beer for as low as $19. It's the Friday night party package. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Must be 21 and older to participate. Boy, look at this shot.
Beautiful.
Man, what a gorgeous night. Bottle this up and keep it for the rest of the summer. Scoreless game as Michael Pineda goes back to the hill. We are headed to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos. Driven toward right field, slicing away. That's going to drop. Base hit. Cabrera taking a turn. He's going to go to second. Ball goes into the corner and right, and that's a leadoff double.
That was an excuse me swing by Miguel Cabrera, but we gave you his career numbers against the Yankees coming in. The batting average about .335. He didn't even attempt to swing this ball. He starts to swing and then stops. And somehow, some way, he hits a double down the right field line. I guess when the Yankees show up, man, he's got that magic wand.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Tigers got to score a run here, though. Nobody out, runner on second base. Victor's got a job to do. Either drive Miguel in or at least get him to third base. And Miguel surveying the defense. With all the shifts these days, you have to make sure when you're on second base, you know exactly where everybody is playing. The worst thing that you could do here is get lined into a double play.
Victor hit a ground ball to the right side his first time up. The only problem was it turned into a double play.
And these days, once you get on second base, just get a look at Victor in his last 11. If you're Miguel Cabrera, every single pitch, you have to turn around and survey the defense to see if guys are moving or not.
Yeah, they'll shift within pitches. And by count in certain instances. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez.
Miguel takes a look at the left fielder, and then he takes a peek at the center fielder, and then he takes a peek at the right fielder, see where everybody's playing. He does it the right way.
Court awareness, I guess, is the best way to describe that.
That is a great term for that, especially with the NBA Finals starting tonight.
2 balls and 1 strike. Tigers now have 5 hits on the board. Matt Boyd has done the rest for the Tigers. He's retired 12 in a row to start this game.
A lot of strikes thrown tonight so far for the youngster Boyd. I wonder if Pineda will throw Victor a fastball here if he comes back with another changeup. Came back with an off-speed pitch at 87 miles an hour. Good swing by Victor.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 strikes really has not been an issue this season for Victor. It's no problem. As a matter of fact, sometimes he's at his best when he's got 2 strikes on him.
Has been an outstanding hitter this year with men in scoring position. .395 coming in. Now time called, and out to the mound goes Romine. Tigers had first and third, 1 out in the first, but couldn't score. They had a 1-out single by Iglesias in the third, but he was thrown out on a broken hit and run. Martinez with 32 RBIs this year. He sits safely in 9 of his last 10. Hits it to the right side. That'll advance the runner. Well, Martinez thrown out 4-3, but gets the job done. Now Cabrera can score without the benefit of a hit. And it brings up Castellanos. Yankees apparently going to play the infield in here.
It's a good move for Joe Girardi. And with Miguel Cabrera at third base, I doubt very seriously if he would be coming on contact. He's got to make the ball be through the infield. Castellanos has outstanding numbers when he swings at the first pitch. And 3 of his 10 homers have come on first pitches.
Swing and a miss.
All around good season so far turned in for Castellanos. 6 of 9 and getting that runner in from third, less than 2 outs. The major league average is 50%.
Cabrera at third with 1 out. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2 on Castellanos. Nick Fand in the second. He's 0 for 1.
Now if you're Nick, you've got to shorten up your swing, choke up if you have to, spread out. But you have to try to put the ball in play against a guy that gets lots of swings and misses. You can't be over aggressive here. Runner on third base, less than 2 outs. You've got to get him in. They're going to go upstairs with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Wouldn't chase it. 1-2. In the month of May, only Miguel Cabrera knocked in more runs than Castellanos. Nick had 18 RBIs last month. Miggy had 20 to lead the team. Upton waiting on deck. Good pickup by Romine as Castellanos would not offer. 2-2. Pineda so far has kept him off the board, but he's given up 5 hits. He's only had 1 1-2-3 inning. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Well, that's a big strikeout for Pineda. That's his 5th of the ball game, 2 away.
Everything at the bottom of the strike zone. And to Castellanos, with the exception of that 1 fastball in the 0-2 count upstairs. Really good slider here.
So it'll take a 2-out hit now from Justin Upton. Cabrera started the inning with a double. He's standing at third with 2 outs. Upton struck out in the second. Oh and 1. Yankees came into this game 24-28. They were 4 under. The Tigers 2 under the 500 mark, 25-27. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Driven foul back out of play. 0-2 the count.
About 14% of the pitches this year Pineda has thrown have been swings and misses. And take a look at the few guys, Mario, that are ahead of him in baseball. You got Kershaw at 15%. You got Jose Fernandez. You got Max Scherzer and Noah Syndergaard. And then you have Pineda.
Well, that's some heady competition right there. He's one of the greatest pitchers in the game.
But whenever he makes a mistake, it just gets hit hard.
J-Up takes it low and away, 1-2. And that's why he was so highly regarded, the pure stuff that he had when he was traded from Seattle.
I think we saw him one game when he did pitch for Seattle. He pitched very well against a really good Tigers team.
Now in his defense, he did miss all of 2012 with shoulder surgery. Here's the 1-2.
Get out.
That's in the air, shallow right field, and that ball is going to drop. Base hit. A bloop single for Justin Upton, and the Tigers have the lead.
Every now and then you got to talk to that baseball.
Sometimes it even listens.
He fought it off, but Beltran and Ellsbury playing deep, and neither could get there to catch it. And nice visit here by Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, to calm the youngster Pineda down after he made a good pitch.
It'll be a screaming laser of a line drive in the box score tomorrow. Upton gets his 12th RBI, and the Tigers have the lead. So Pineda now will face Saltalamacchia with 2 outs.
His pitch count not in as good a shape as Matt Boyd. And the reason for that, he's got a lot more strikeouts today than Boyd does. He's got 5 of them. And that would be Pineda.
And Boyd is getting a lot of outs early in the count. He's gotten a lot of ground ball outs. Tigers have gotten a run. Now Saltalamacchia. Upton has 1 stolen base this year, measuring his lead at first. He'll drive it foul to left field. They are giving up the entire left side of the infield and outfield. And that guy was coming up with a pretty good catch, apparently. Bring your glove. This is what happens. Nice.
He didn't even watch it into the glove.
No, he didn't. Eyes closed, looking down.
I'm real cool now. Had it all the way.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Saltalamacchia.
Salty going to have to start beating the shift a little bit. He's batting 194, and every time he steps in the batter's box from this side of the plate, they're shifting on him as they are right now. But once he starts to hit a few balls through the shortstop and down toward third base, that would correct the defense a little bit more.
Here's the 0-2. In the dirt, but Upton will move up.
That is a beautiful read by Justin. As soon as he saw this ball headed down toward the dirt, he knew it was going to be very difficult for the catcher, Austin Romine, to pick it up and then throw him out at second base.
Wild pitch advances him. Now a 2-out hit could provide the Tigers with their second run. Salty grounded out at his first time up, right to the first baseman Teixeira. And a swing and a miss to strike him out, and that will end the inning. 6 strikeouts. But the Tigers get a run. brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. Tigers have a 1-0 lead on a spectacular night here in the Motor City as we go to the 5th inning. It's been the Matt Boyd show. He's been awfully good. 12 up, 12 down against Boyd. Mark Teixeira will lead things off. Ground ball left side. We've seen this all night. Castellanos throws him out, 1 away.
Boyd really hasn't been all that efficient with his first pitch strikes. He is just 6 of 13. But the Yankees over aggressive swinging so far here today, and they've gotten around a lot of the breaking balls and fastballs he's thrown, and the result of that has been a ton of ground balls.
Another chilly reception for Alex Rodriguez.
He's been getting booed like this for 20 years. It's nothing new for A-Rod.
A-Rod hit a ball to the corner in the first at bat that he had that was run down by Justin Upton.
Good breaking ball there thrown by Boyd to start off Alex at 75 miles an hour.
Boyd working at a good rhythm and a swing and a miss. 0-2. 8 ground ball outs so far tonight for Matt Boyd.
He really hasn't been wasting pitches in this particular situation. Wasted one there, a little bit too high to entice Alex into swinging.
Chase Headley waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2. And he got him. Strike 3. A-Rod is caught looking.
Alex got caught guessing. And the one thing you cannot do with 2 strikes is look for a breaking ball, because if you do get that fastball about 90 miles an hour, you're not going to be able to pull the trigger.
Second strikeout of the ball game for Matt Boyd. Here is Headley now with 2 outs in the 5th. Headley grounded out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. Ball low, 1-0. Headley spent 8 years in San Diego before joining the Yankees. He signed through 2018 for the Yanks. 1-1 is on the outer edge. 1-2. Won a Gold Glove in the National League at third base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Chase Headley. Fulmer yesterday in Anaheim and Boyd today here at Comerica Park. Tremendous starts. Here's the 2-2. Oh, boy, did that look good. Oh,
it was really close.
Man.
And Dan Iasonia, as a home plate umpire, didn't give it to him. He could have, though. What a pitch.
Here's the 3-2. And he walked it. 2 out, base on balls. Yankees have their first runner of the game. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Here is Austin Romine. 14 straight had been set down by Boyd prior to that base on balls. Yesterday, Fulmer had retired 10 straight before giving up a walk. Romine, a ground out. You've said that a lot tonight. They've hit a lot of ground balls. He is 0 for 1. And he came in 7 for his last 14, so he's been a hot hitter. Fouled away on 1. Matt Boyd in his first appearance with the Tigers this year, it was in relief, but it was long relief. He went 4 2/3. That was the night in which Shane Green had that blister, had to come out of the game early. And Boyd really picked it up, did great work. No runs in 4 2/3. Pretty good indication of the type of season he was going to have early on. Right back up the middle on one hop. Easy play of Aviles. He'll shovel for the force. And the inning is over. No runs, a walk, one left. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. The all-new Fox Sports app. Get highlights, interviews, injury updates, scores, and instant alerts on your favorite teams and rivals. Download now in the iOS App Store or Google Play, or visit foxsports.com/app. Back here at the ballpark, and Matt Boyd continues just to get it done. He's dealing tonight. He's gotten 5 ground ball outs, 6 strikeouts. Now here is Aviles, Iglesias, and then Cameron Maybin. Pineda gave up a bloop single back in the 4th, scoring the only run of the game after Cabrera had doubled to start the inning. Aviles is 0 for 1. Showing bunt, looks at strike 1.
And Pineda doing much better with his first pitch strikes tonight. 12 of 17, but trails in the contest 1-0. He is pitching well so far to this evening, though. That slide piece right there has been unhittable tonight. We've seen several Tigers swing and miss at that pitch. It's a hard slider, too. Fastball 96, slider 90-91.
6 strikeouts tonight for Pineda. They mentioned coming in, his strikeouts per 9 were about 10 per 9 innings.
If you're Aviles, you know you're going to get that slider, but you can't look for it.
2-2. There you go, just under 10, 9.96 per 9 innings.
How about Rich Hill of the Athletics with that curveball?
Yeah, the Tigers have seen enough of Rich Hill this year. Full count, 3-2. Iglesias waiting on deck, and then Cameron Maybin. Here is Pineda's 3-2. Bouncing ball to short, 2 steps to his right, Castro. One gone here in the Tigers' fifth. Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Providing us the gorgeous views of not only downtown Detroit, but Comerica Park tonight. Here is Jose Iglesias. Strike one on Iglesias. Tigers and Yanks met back in April. The two teams split the first two games of the series, and then the bad weather washed away the third game. That's why we play here tonight. Tiger is trying to bounce back after a 2-4 road trip. Here's the 1-1. In there is strike 1 and 2.
Finally got a game out in Anaheim. Boy, that place lately has been tough to win games.
Tigers had lost there 9 consecutive times in that ballpark, and then they won yesterday to snap that streak. 2-2 the count, and it wasn't easy either.
It sure wasn't.
It was a close game all day.
Turned out to be a nail biter.
Iglesias had a single in his last at bat and then was thrown out trying to steal. It was actually on the move on a hit and run. Ball 3. 3-2 now on Iglesias. Now Pineda with the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Try to hold up, but Iglesias went around. Strike 3, and there are 2 gone. We'll bring up Cameron Maybin. Hey, this Sunday the Tigers host the White Sox at 1:10 p.m. It's a Sunday Kids Day, and all kids 14 and under receive a free Cameron Maybin poster. For tickets, visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
That's going to be a popular item on Sunday.
Should be good weather. Hopefully, great day for baseball, and Cameron Maybin poster. He is 1 for 2 today. Fouled back out of play 0-1. Maybin has been hitting in the bottom of the Tigers lineup, but with Kinsler out tonight, Cameron moves up to the top spot. But you know, when the Tigers are going well, Maybin's hitting at the bottom of the lineup, providing some base runners for the top.
Great point.
The 0-1 is inside, and that's what I think makes, you know, getting Iglesias going very important as well.
Iglesias, for whatever reason, and not performing from an offensive standpoint as he did last year and 2 months into the season.
Chop to third for Headley. High throw, and he overshoots Teixeira. And Maybin is safe at first base. Looked pretty routine, didn't it?
Yeah, he just airmailed it over the head of Teixeira. And if Teixeira can't catch it, and there's not a first baseman that can, he's a real good defender, Teixeira, at first.
Headley, a former Gold Glove winner, but that's an E5. Now we'll see if Martinez can take advantage of the air. Doubled in first in the first inning, had that 2-base hit. Cabrera singled, but the Tigers left 2 men on base. Snap throw, and Maybin just got back. Ground ball back up the middle, but right there is the second baseman. Throw to second, and they just got the force. Oh, I don't know about this. Bob Davidson signaled out. Cameron Maybin appeared to beat the throw. What did he get down the line in a hurry? And we'll see if the Tigers challenge here. Here's another look. Ooh. Yep, they're not going to challenge. It looked like he just beat him at second base. That'll be it for the Tigers here in the 5th inning. The big money encounter 6 years ago today at Comerica Park. Remember this game? We all do.
Yes, we do.
Armando Galarraga nearly perfect. Tigers had some big plays in that game, but here's the biggest. Galarraga appeared to beat Jason Donald to the bag, and Jim Joyce says safe. And the perfect game was gone.
It looked like everything was lining up in that particular inning. That play that Austin Jackson made, that over-the-shoulder catch on the first pitch of that game to Grzelcyk, was unbelievable, that catch.
Here's the ball hit to the gap in left center field. It's going to get down. Maben gets it back in, and it'll be a stand-up double for Rob Refsnyder. A leadoff two-base hit here in the 6th inning. First hit of the ball game for the Yankees.
It's a changeup. You can see the grip, and you can see the ball come out of the hand of Boyd. Not a bad pitch. Refsnyder just went down to get it and found a gap in left center field to get that stand-up double.
Here is Aaron Hicks. Tying run now at second base. And Hicks sends a fly ball to left field. Hit pretty good. Upton going back, still going back to the wall. Runner will tag, and Refsnyder dives into third as he moves up on the flyout.
That's good base running there by Refsnyder. He knew the ball was going to be caught by Justin in left field, but he also noticed that Justin was on the warning track and he was backing up when he caught it. Therefore, easy tag for him to get over to third base.
So the Tigers now will bring the infield in. Jacoby Ellsbury coming up for the Yankees. Ellsbury ground out, fly out. 5 innings of no-hit baseball tonight for the lefty Matt Boyd. Here's the ball inside. Infield in all the way around for the Tigers. The 1-0. Little pop up, third base side. Castellanos and Iglesias, and neither can get there. Pretty good effort there by Nick.
Nick's having a nice year over at third base. We talk about his hitting a lot, but his defense has gotten a whole lot better too. He made a really nice backhanded play last night in the 8th inning, and when Frankie Rodriguez came into the contest in Anaheim
Yeah,
to end that inning.
It's still not to the point where Brad will leave him in tight ball games in the 9th inning, but he just continues to show improvements. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ellsbury shoots one in the air to center field. Maben going back. This will get the run in. Refsnyder will tag and score, and Ellsbury with a sac fly to tie the game at 1. 16th RBI for Jacoby Ellsbury. Two outs now for Starlin Castro. A couple of ground balls, both to the shortstop, Iglesias. Castro, a 3-time All-Star over in the National League with the Cubs. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
He got off to a really good start this year for the Yankees. Of course, putting their uniform on for the very first time, but boy, he has really slowed down, batting just .242 now.
He got up to that red hot start in the first week of the season where nobody could get him out.
He has been a really good hitter for a long time, still very young.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Pulled foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Starlin Castro.
The Yankees have had a very difficult time of staying back on that slow breaking ball that Boyd has been throwing all night long.
Beltran waiting on deck. There's a drive to right, base hit. Castro with a 2-out single. Game break time now with Matt Shepard. Yeah, well, they're still waiting on Michael Brantley to get back into their lineup. I think they got Carrasco back tonight, didn't they? Off the disabled list, which is going to help their starting rotation.
Yeah, it really will. That starting rotation really starting to round itself into form. And a tough blow for them yesterday. Marlon Byrd is suspended for 162 games.
Which I guess means the return of Brantley is a little bit more important now, but the Indians said we're not going to rush Brantley back based on that.
No, they tried to rush him back earlier this year. He played against us for a few games. He came off the disabled list when we were there, but he didn't stay off the disabled list very long.
Swing there by Beltran. 1 ball, 1 strike on the veteran outfielder. Hit his 400th home run in the month of May. Can't lay off that pitch. 1-2.
Might as well throw it up there again. But make sure you get it up high enough that Beltran can't get to it. Make sure you get this changeup down. They're looking for that changeup now.
They'll just dump that into center field. That'll move the runner to second base as Castro moves up.
That is the 3rd hit in this inning on a changeup. And he is probably throwing too many of them, or either he's tipping it, one thing or another. But the one that the one kid hit, Refsnyder, was a good pitch. That was not a bad pitch. And the pitch that Castro hit was a decent changeup as well. That's off the plate.
Beltran now a 6-game hitting streak. Rich Doobie out. Well, Saturday Major League Baseball returns with a game you can see only on FS1 when the Rays take on the Twins at 3:30 Eastern. That is baseball night in America. The Yankees battle the Orioles or position in the American League East. It's a 7 p.m. Eastern start on your local Fox station, or you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go, whichever you prefer. So the Yankees trying to go ahead now here in the 6th inning. Mark Teixeira will stand in. 1-1 ball game. And Teixeira takes strike one.
Good pitch. And Rich Doobie with a visit out to Boyd to remind him you still have to pitch inside. And we talked about the right-handers that have gotten hits in this inning. All 3 changeups, all 3 pitches away from the right-handers.
Ground ball foul, third base side, 0-2. There is action in the Tigers bullpen. It's Bobby Parnell who is just called up. Tigers signed Parnell in the offseason, then let him go in spring training, and then he rejoined the organization, and here he is now in the big leagues.
And Bobby Parnell felt like he wanted to stay in the organization. He felt like if he's going to get back to the big leagues, this is the organization and that might give him that opportunity.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Teixeira. And that's it for the Yankees, but they tie the game. Sunset here in the Motor City. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Here is the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window. Well, we're going to go back to June 2nd, 2012, when Miguel Cabrera went deep twice against the Yankees. Got Hiroki Kuroda and Corey Wade. Ooh, a Camberwell homer.
That's 440 feet from home plate.
Not a cheapie. Well, we'll see what Miggy can do here in the 6th inning as he leads it off with Martinez and then Castellanos to follow. Yankees have tied it up on a sac fly by Jacoby Ellsbury. Cabrera had a double, scored a run in the 4th. He is 2 for 2 tonight. Drive it foul back out of play, 0-1. Cabrera's up to 308. Here's the 0-1. Pitch count for the right-hander Pineda has been much higher than Boyd. Boyd has gotten a lot of quick outs in this one, but Pineda still, when you total up all the numbers, has allowed just 1 run on 6 hits. Fouled back, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pineda has 7 strikeouts, which has kind of pumped his pitch total up a bit.
So in what was turned as a big start for him tonight, Rod, so far he's been pretty good.
He really has, moving the fastball around. Breaking balls, he really hasn't missed with any of those. He's been able to bury all those down away from most right-handers.
Another hit for Miguel Cabrera, who is 3 for 3.
Miggy said something to Romine. I wonder what happened there.
No, it's Romine jumps out from beyond the plate.
I don't know if he hit his glove or what. I don't know what happened there.
Miggy was clearly jawing at him, though, and is upset about something.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be a pleasant conversation.
Victor Martinez will step in. Tigers now have their 7th hit, 3 of those for Cabrera. And Victor has put the ball on the ground twice in this game. One of them, though, was a productive ground out. His bouncer advanced Cabrera to third, in which they eventually scored him.
Kind of surprised that Teixeira at first base not playing behind Miguel. A couple of steps. Miggy not going to steal second base, and it gives Teixeira a little bit more mobility at first base should Victor hit one down in that direction, where he does hit a lot of balls. Victor will also just simply slice something the opposite way in this situation when you overshift on him.
He's done it a lot. Try to do it again.
Yeah, he did.
It's in the shallow left field, long run, but Hicks will get there. So Victor retired, 1 gone. Well, how about 34 years ago today, Ron? You know what happened?
What is that?
34 years ago today, Mike and Marion Illich purchased the Detroit Red Wings franchise from Bruce Norris, and there's the new arena being built right across the street downtown here in Detroit.
Man, they've been wonderful owners, wonderful Red Wing owners, and of course wonderful Tiger owners.
And they have gotten their team to the postseason in the National Hockey League for 25 consecutive seasons. And that's a really good shot of what it's going to look like when it's complete.
Little Caesars Arena, right?
That's right. Can't wait. Here's Castellanos, who has fanned twice in this game. Got a lot of anniversaries going on today.
Yes, we do.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Low, ball 2. Pineda now at 90 pitches, and Larry Rothschild coming out again. So we'll have a chat on the mound with 1 on and 1 out. Well, fans, tune in tomorrow as the Tigers begin a 3-game series against their division rivals, the Chicago White Sox. All your coverage begins with Tigers Live at 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Tigers and White Sox tomorrow at 6. And you can see it all right here.
That White Sox team, man, they got out of the gate pretty good in the month of April. They were catching, they were pitching, they were playing some real good defense. But once the calendar turned to May, man, they have just struggled.
Well, the White Sox had a day off today. They'll be good to go tomorrow night. The Tigers, of course, playing here in this makeup game.
They've been here for a couple of days. They played a day game a couple of days ago in New York, and then they flew into here, so they had that evening off. Then they had all day yesterday off. All day today off, I should say.
Here's a strike called on Castellanos. Well, that White Sox team at 29 and 25, they came in 2 back behind the Royals in the Central, winning their last 2. Now the 2-1. Rolled foul. 2-2 on Nick Castellanos. 1-1 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Tigers have a man on and a man out.
And Tigers going to get the best that the White Sox have to offer as far as their pitchers are concerned in that series. Rodon, the very young left-hander Chris Sale, and then Quintana.
Good news is the Tigers have Jordan Zimmerman back in their lineup for their rotation.
And Verlander's pitching one of those games too.
Grounded foul again. Zim back in the fold tomorrow night for game 1 in that series against Rodon. Oh, he dropped the souvenir.
Dropped it twice. I'll just hand it to you, young man.
There you go.
His buddy's giving him the business.
There's Jordan. I'm sure anxious to get back on the mound. Good thing is he did not have to go on the disabled list. Here's the 2-2. Castellanos stays alive. Cabrera with a 3-hit night. He's at first with 1 out. And Nick battling here.
And Pineda still has that firm fastball at 94 miles an hour. 95 pitches into this game.
Pineda allowed 9 hits, 6 runs in just 3 2/3 in his last start against the Rays. He's been much better here tonight for the Yanks. Swing and a miss, and Castellanos fans for the 3rd time tonight. 2 gone. And make it 8 strikeouts for Pineda.
And I believe all 3 of the strikeouts today to Castellanos have come on that breaking ball. It's a really good slider he had here today. It's going to be it for him too.
Well, that's it. So his 8th strikeout will be the last batter that he faces. Pineda gives up the baseball. Wall side windows pitching change here in the 6th inning in a 1-1 ball game. Baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game, video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or your tablet. We are knotted up 1-1. Pineda has been taken out of the ball game, and he pitched a pretty good one tonight here for the Yankees.
No walks, 8 strikeouts, and he did everything today that Larry Rothschild, who's having a conversation with him now, wanted him to do coming into this game against Tiger bats.
Meanwhile, Dellin Betances will take over for the Yankees.
Joe Girardi, the manager of the New York Yankees, is not messing around. It'll be Betances, it'll be Miller, it'll be Chapman the remainder of this game. So it's going to be very difficult for the Tigers to score runs off these guys. Betances, he's legit. 47 strikeouts already this year. 47, which leads all relievers.
You know what his strikeouts per 9 is?
19.
17. Unreal.
It is unreal. Fastball slider.
See if he makes a mistake to Upton. Ball one outside.
This year, Betances has thrown 62% slider, 38% fastball. He only has 2 pitches.
J-Up had a single to not get a run back in the 4th. He is 1 for 2. Heater missing high at 98 miles an hour, 2-0.
There are many that believe that the back end of this New York Yankees bullpen is the best back end of a bullpen that you will ever see, even better than the ones that Kansas City has had the last number of years, at least in power stuff, power arms.
I would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't argue.
And that Royals pen has been awfully good, but these guys are special arms. 2-1.
99 with that fastball.
So Pineda, who is 6'7", has departed the game. Betances, who is 6'8", comes into the game.
Yeah. Pineda was throwing 96. This guy throwing 99 with a slider.
Castro going to hurry, and he is out at first base. It was close. Bang, bang play at first.
They're going to hold him up momentarily.
Yankees pretty confident he was out. And it appeared that he was. Pretty close. Right on the call was Dale Scott. And that's going to be it. No challenge. Go to the 7th. Game summary tonight. Tigers Yanks are tied up at 1. Big night for Miggy this evening. He's had 3 hits. How about the job Matt Boyd has done this evening?
He has done very nice, especially against the right-handers, pitching inside, good changeups down and away. And breaking ball backdoor variety to the right-handers, and also getting that breaking ball away from the lefties.
He's only thrown 70 pitches.
All 3 hits that he has given up in the game today have been on his changeup, and all 3 came the last half inning.
Alex Rodriguez leads it off, then Chase Headley and Austin Romine as we play in the 7th. A-Rod tonight is a strikeout and a flyout. 0 for 2. Here's the 0-1. A-Rod now 693 career home runs, which lands him 4th all time.
It's a lot of homers. 693.
To left field and a base hit. It'll drop in. So they boo A-Rod as he rounds the bag at first. It's a leadoff single. And the Yankees now have picked up 4 hits in the last 2 innings. Look at Gene Lamont on the phone. Here's Chase Headley. Headley a walk and a ground out. Right back up the middle into center. Boyd hit the deck on a rocket to center field, and Alex Rodriguez moves up. 2 men on now for the Yanks.
It's the first pitch fastball right down the middle. Headley, who punched out 4 times in Toronto last night, and gets his first hit of this game.
Tigers had Bobby Parnell warming up earlier. He is up again throwing in the bullpen.
Romine has 1 sac bunt. If you're wondering whether he'll be up there trying to get the runners into scoring position. And if he is bunting, he'll be trying to bunt the ball down toward third base.
Rich Doobie coming out. Key spot in the ball game here. Back-to-back hits in the 7th. In a 1-1 game. Boyd retired the first 14 in a row to start this game, before allowing a walk in the 5th and a run in the 6th.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and as always, it is brought to you by Xfinity. And top fastball so far tonight thrown by Boyd at 93. 73 with his curveball so far tonight. It's been the low.
Kyle Ryan now has joined Bobby Parnell. So we'll see how the Yankees want to play it here. Romine is up there, 1st and 2nd, shows bunt. And he'll lay it down toward third base. They will let it roll foul.
Not many teams in the American League bunt all that often, especially in the American League East, but this situation is calling for it. And the reason why you go down toward third base if you're the bunter is the fact that you have Miguel Cabrera on the right side of the infield that has the responsibility of holding the runner on, so you have to bunt it here. You force Headley into coming to get the baseball, and that opens up a clear path for the base runner coming from second, Castellanos. Excuse me.
Now the 0-1. He'll pull it back.
Headley's on first base.
One ball, 1 strike on Romine. Now Romine pulls it back again. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike.
You got to be careful here if you're Castellanos and also Miguel Cabrera. More than likely, and Girardi might just take the bunt off and allow Romine to swing the bat, especially with his numbers against left-handers this year. He's been doing a really good job of putting the ball in play against left-handed pitching. I think Miggy just walked over to Boyd to make sure that he knew that there was a possibility that he might be swinging here, so make a quality pitch if he is swinging.
Let's see. Here's the 2-1. Oh, he's going to try and bunt, and he'll lay it down. They're going to go to third base, and he is out at third. Oh, they get the lead run.
Castellanos did not have to apply the tag. It's a nice job here by Saltalamacca, waiting for Castellanos to get back to the bag, and he able to get his foot on the bag, the left foot, and he still tried to apply the tag because he wasn't quite sure where he was.
Yankees thought about challenging it. They have not, or decided not to. So now runners at first and second. Here is Refsnyder. His double in the 6th inning led things off, and that was the first hit that Boyd allowed tonight. And he'll shoot one to left field, a base hit. They're going to try and score the run. Upton's throw to the plate is not in time. Throw back to second. Aviles has to run it down. The Yankees have taken a 2-1 lead on the RBI hit by Refsnyder.
And second knock of the night for Refsnyder. And Upton comes up, fires a strike to home plate, but it's cut off by Castellanos.
And that's going to be it for Matt Boyd. He will depart trailing 2-1 in a wall side windows pitching change. Are scoring the 7th inning, and the Tigers have gone to the bullpen. Now here's Bobby Parnell to take over.
In 21 games down in AAA Toledo, he had a .398 earned run average. He had 16 strikeouts. He walked 11, and the league was hitting .269 against the former Mets closer.
So Parnell, who was just called up yesterday, will take over for Matt Boyd. 6 1/3 for Matt. He is responsible for the 2 men on base. Boyd in this game did not allow a hit until a double in the 6th inning by Refsnyder.
Nice adjustment made by Yankee hitters who had 3 hits in the previous inning, all on changeups. The hits this inning have come on fastballs.
Here is Aaron Hicks, the number 9 hitter, with only 1 out. Bouncing ball left side, off the glove of Iglesias into left field. That will score a run. And the Yankees now lead it 3-1. A single and an RBI for Aaron Hicks.
And bottom of the Yankee order getting it done here tonight. Just out of the reach of the outstretched glove of Iglesias after a dive.
Parnell's going to face one hitter with the lefty coming up in Ellsbury. They're going to want the left-hander Kyle Ryan. So Ryan, Ellsbury coming up in a 3-1 ball game. is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com to see why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Well, the Yankees have put up a 2-spot here in the 7th. They've broken the 1-1 tie. They are still batting with 2 men aboard here. And Kyle Ryan checks in.
Hey, Ryan doing nice work this year. He checks in with a 320 earned run average. He's got a fastball that gets up to about 90 miles an hour. He'll also cut the fastball. He's got a curveball as his breaking ball. And he'll also pull the string on you with a changeup.
Ellsbury knocked in a run with a sac fly in his last at bat. Otherwise 0 for 2 on the night. Drill down the right field line. That ball is going to go all the way to the wall. This might get 2 runs in. Here comes the relay from Aviles to the plate. Not in time. It's going to be a 3-bagger for Jacoby Ellsbury. 2 more runs in, and now 5-1 Yankees.
The Yankees came in with the worst batting average in the major leagues with runners in scoring position. Their batting average was just .208. Yeah, but they've connected for 3 singles in this particular inning and a double. As a breaking ball just spinning up there on the inside part of the plate, which allowed Ellsbury to hook it down in that right field corner. And now we know it's going to be difficult for the Tigers to come back in this contest. Not that they can't, but it's going to be tough against Betances, Miller, and Chapman.
So Ryan came on to try and get the lefty and could not do that. Here is Starlin Castro with the infield in. A chopper leaping play by Miguel to save a run. They'll get Castro for the second out. Two gone now for Carlos Beltran. And Beltran a single in 3 at-bats. Pull down the left field line, but it's going to go foul. Lefties coming into this game, Rod, we're hitting .344 against Kyle Ryan.
Ooh. Yeah, that's an issue. You got to do a better job, and that breaking ball that he threw to Ellsbury jumped all over is not a really good pitch to start a left-hander off with.
Here's the 0-1. Little chopper back up the middle. Iglesias ranging left, spinning. His throw is in time for the out. Big inning, though, for the Yanks. They score 4 coming up. The Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. On the back end of that Yankees bullpen, now we check in with Kristen Keith.
Well, Mario, the Yankees bullpen could be the best in all of baseball. Between Betances, Chapman, and Miller, they are the three-headed monster. They're combined for a 1.79 ERA in just over 54 innings. Now, manager Joe Girardi doesn't use them like a typical bullpen. He'll throw them in tight situations like you saw tonight, and he'll put them in there and use his relievers any chance he can get. Critics suggest that the wear and tear could leave a scarce bullpen for the Yankees, but Girardi said the strategy is not about tomorrow. It's about today to get the win here and now. And you're seeing it, Mario.
Yeah, we are, Kristen. And he decided to bring Betances in the 6th inning in a tight ball game. And Betances got up and the ground out. And now Dylan Betances goes back to work here in the 7th. So he's got the horses. He's going to use them.
Yeah, Betances threw a fastball to Jay up at 99 miles an hour. And he's got that slider that's a really good pitch, too. But his numbers last year as a rookie were incredible.
Saltalamacchia leading it off as we play here in the 7th. Bottom 3, Salty, Aviles, and Iglesias.
You know, we were talking about this before the game started. Nathan Eovaldi, who is going to start a game tomorrow night for the Yankees. In his last start, he was throwing 99 miles an hour. Then here comes Betances, and then comes Miller, and then comes Chapman. And they got a win, and they got one hit in the game, or one hit which was a home run, and they won the game.
Well, got it done that night. They're trying to get it done here tonight. 3-0 is the count on Saltalamacchia, and he's going to take a walk. Leadoff man aboard here in the 7th inning. There's some changes. Brett Gardner now has come on to play left field for the Yankees, and Hicks will shift over to right field. Beltran out of the game. Betances got a ground out in the 6th, and now he's walked the leadoff man in the 7th. Aviles is 0 for 2. A couple of ground balls. Way outside to the backstop it goes. That will advance the runner. All of a sudden, Betances gone extremely wild here.
It's the first wild pitch of the year for Betances.
No shot there for Oma.
None.
Here's the 1-0. Aviles taking all the way. It's in there. 1-1. Betances had an ERA of 1.50 last year. Picked up 9 saves. Got 3 guys at the back end of their pen that can save ball games. Just off the plate, the count goes 2-1.
He is from New York, so he gets a chance to play in front of family and friends every night there in the Bronx. It's got to be a dream come true.
Has to be, especially on that stage. Here's the 2-1, and it's in there. 2-2 on Aviles. There is
a lot of giddy up on that fastball. 98, 99.
Here's Buck Farmer warming up in the Tiger bullpen. Right back up the middle, off the glove of the second baseman, Refsnyder into center. That'll get a run in. Aviles on his way to second, and he is safe at second base.
Great hustle by Aviles. That ball was tipped by the pitcher Betances, and then it was also tipped by the second baseman Refsnyder. It trickled in the shallow left center field, and Aviles, he did not break stride. Once he saw this ball get to the outfield, he's thinking 2.
The wild pitch becomes big. That's a double and an RBI, and it's 5-2. Here is Jose Iglesias. Single strikeout for Iglesias. Tigers chipping away here.
One more look at Aviles.
really aggressive move to get to second base, and he beat the throw.
Bang, bang play.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Base hit here by Iglesias, and all of a sudden it's a 2-run game. In there, a strike called, 1-2 on Iggy as he walks out of the box. Not too fond of that last call by Dan Iasonia.
That last slider was just a little get-me-over slider thrown by Betances. He's got a couple sliders. That one just a little get-me-over when he just wants to get over the plate to disrupt the timing of the hitter. And that harder when he throws it a little bit more velocity. He looks for strikeouts with that slider.
Swing and a miss, man.
No chance.
Way out of strike zone there at 99. So Iglesias just could not hold up. 1 gone. I'll bring up Maven. Cameron on base twice in this game. Single, also reaching on an error. Five runs, 8 hits for the Yankees. 2 runs, 8 hits for the Tigers. Tigers trying to come back against this vaunted bullpen of the Yanks. Drops in a breaking ball, strike 1.
If you weren't with us last half inning when Betances entered this game, I told you that 62% of the pitches he has thrown this year have been that slider. Only 38% fastball.
Oh, 2. Now Andrew Miller is starting to warm up. The former Tiger.
If the Yankees fell out of the race, do you think they would entertain the thought of trading one of these guys? Man, they could really get well in that system quick.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking the same thing because they are kind of floundering right now and still very early, I understand.
Because you know there will be a lot of takers out there for one of these potential closers. You have one guy that's closing now in Chapman. Miller's already closed. Betances could probably close on a lot of teams in the big leagues.
The 0-2. Way high to Maven. 1-2.
They might just consider it.
Yanks 7.5 back right now in the American League East, and you see 4 games under the 500 mark, and Boston playing good baseball. So is Baltimore, and you know Toronto, they're eventually going to probably put it together.
They're going to start playing better baseball at home. Right now they're not playing really good baseball at the Rogers Center.
Ooh, swing and a miss, and Maven down on strikes. So a couple of strikeouts now for Dellin Betances. 2 gone. Here is J.D. Martinez.
Both of those fastballs up in the strike zone for the strikeouts. One to Iglesias, the next one to Maven. 99 miles an hour.
You know, Rod, as a fan, you sit there and look at those last 2 at-bats, Iglesias and Maven, and you wonder, well, those balls were way out of the strike zone. Why can't hitters lay off that pitch? But when you have a guy that throws this hard,
you don't have much time to really decide whether it's going to be a ball or a strike. You're just hoping that the ball is down in the strike zone somehow, some way when you started your swing.
Again, another breaking ball, a couple in a row here to J.D. 1-1. Avila's still at second. 2 outs now. The 1-1 coming home. Fouled back 1-2 on J.D. Martinez. Again, 98 miles an hour from Betances. Came on and got the final out of the 6th, and now trying to get through the 7th.
Yeah, you wonder if he'll try to do the same thing to J.D. at fastball upstairs, or if he'll throw that slider. Went slider.
Inside corner for strike 3, and Martinez can't believe it.
It froze J.D.
Struck out the side. We're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Up presented by Gordon Chevrolet. The White Sox are coming to town tomorrow night to start a 3-game series.
Carlos Rodon had 2-4 this year with a 4.24 ERA, but he has punched out 54 and walked 21. He's a left-hander. Jordan Zimmerman back on the mound for the first time in about 10 days after he suffered that groin strain.
Well, the Tigers trail this game by a score of 5-2. They've gone back to the bullpen now. Buck Farmer will check into the game.
Yeah, Buck has pitched 10 1/3 innings in 7 games since he's come up from the minor leagues and has a good ERA at 2.61. Buck has a fastball that gets up into the mid-90s. He's got a really nice changeup that he'll throw to right-handers and left-handers and a decent breaking ball.
Mark Teixeira will lead it off for the Yankees, and he looks at a strike on the outer edge.
The Yankees as a team get shifted on the second most of any team in baseball. The only team that gets shifted on more than the Yankees is the New York Mets.
Really?
They have been shifted on the Yankees this year already 552 times. The Tigers are about half of that. It's because they have all those pull hitters, all those left-handed pull hitters that are built for Yankee Stadium that like to reach that porch down the right field line about 314 feet from home plate. They don't make adjustments on the road. They don't make those adjustments.
Teixeira, A-Rod, and Chase Headley here in the 8th. Little chopper slowly to the right side. Avila's going to have to hurry, and he shovels it over there in time. It's a 4-3 ground out, 1 out. A-Rod a single and 3 at bats. It'll drop in for a strike. 0-1 on Alex Rodriguez. Tigers led 1-0. They were cruising behind Matt Boyd, and then the Yankees tied it in the 6th and scored 4 in the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Rolled foul just outside of the bag. 0-2 on A-Rod.
It made that little girl's night.
Sure did. Nestled down there in a little corner seat. Here's the 0-2. A-Rod goes down swinging, 2 gone. Well, tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Spectacular views of not only the downtown area tonight throughout the course of the night, but also beautiful Comerica Park. Chase Headley looks at ball 1.
You have DirecTV at home?
I do.
We're helping pay for that flip up there.
Got that right. Every month.
Every month.
You ever taken a ride in a blimp?
I have not.
I'd love to do that too. That's rolled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You wouldn't be afraid to do that?
Well, I was going to. This was years back. Fox was having me do a kind of a feature type thing in a blimp, and I was supposed to go for a blimp ride.
Right.
It was down at Grosse Ile, and by the time I got there, the winds had really kicked up, so they called it off. So
you were too upset about that, were you?
you know, I got to be honest with you. I probably wasn't at the time. I was a little bit chicken, but it would be a great view, I would think.
Yeah, I would think that it would be. And they're pretty safe. I probably would get up there.
You would.
I'd do it, I think.
1-2 on Headley. Ball high, would not chase. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Headley's been on base twice, walked, singled, scored a run in the 4-run 7th. Romine waiting on deck, and I almost called him Andrew. Austin Romine. 2-2 is swung on and missed, and Buck Farmer comes out of the pen and has a snappy 1-2-3-8.
Run in the 7th inning against a very talented Dylan Betances. A walk just off the LaMacchia, and then a double up the middle off the glove of the second baseman. And here's our bell tire pitch by pitch. He got a little angry after that. Fastball upstairs, 99 to Iglesias. 99 upstairs to Maben as well. And then a front door slider that froze J.D. Martinez that J.D. thought was a ball, but given a strike by Dan Iasonia, the home plate umpire.
Well, here is the former Tiger Andrew Miller to come on and pitch the 8th.
His numbers are outstanding. He has 6 saves this year. He's blown just 1, 2-0 record. The ERA is under 1, and look at the walks to strikeouts. 38 strikeouts this year for Miller. He's only walked 1 batter.
Kidding me?
That's sick. Really, it is.
How do you do that? I mean, that's like Clayton Kershaw-esque.
PlayStation 4 numbers against big league hitters.
Here is Miguel Cabrera. It's going to be Miggy, Vmart, and Castellanos as the Tigers try and get to this bullpen of the Yankees. They got 1 off Betances in the 7th. Now Miller here in the 8th.
Miller doesn't get all the way up to 98 miles an hour like Betances was. But he's got a real simple delivery, just kind of stands there and just slides toward home plate. And the arm slot creates some deception. So it may only be 93, but it looks like it's about 96, 97 to the hitters that he's going up against.
Cabrera takes outside, 2-1. Single, double, single for Cabrera, plus a run scored.
He just wears out Yankee pitching. Here's our call of the game. Miguel Cabrera now with a .344 career average with 19 homers and 48 RBI against the Yankees in his career. A double and 2 singles tonight.
And Cabrera gets himself a walk. On base for the 4th time. Second straight inning the Yankees has walked the leadoff man, and Miller snatches the baseball back. Now Victor Martinez. Joe Girardi won't say it and won't make it apparent on his face, but man, leadoff walks, they will chap a manager and a pitching coach.
And usually that leadoff walk comes around to score, especially late in games. They seem to be a little bit more critical late in contests.
By the way, Castro now has moved to second base. Didi Gregorius is the new shortstop. And Victor pounds it foul back out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Tigers have 8 hits. So do the Yanks. Sliced out of play again. 0-2 now on Victor Martinez. Victor at .366 from the left side. From the right side, Martinez at .268.
Last year it was reversed.
Here's the 0-2 swing and a miss. Down he goes.
And the way he went after Victor Martinez leads me to believe that he really did not want anything to do with Miguel Cabrera, even though he's got a 3-run lead here in the 8th. 3 straight pitches to Victor. Last one was a slider, and that was spinning up there in a beautiful location. Victor doesn't strike out very often.
Very rarely.
There's 4 of the last 5 hitters that have been struck out by Betances and Miller.
Ball 1 to Castellanos. It's been a tough night for Nick. 3 strikeouts. See what he can do here against Andrew Miller. Missed outside, 2-0. Miller last year 36 saves as the closer for the Yankees. Of course, they got Aroldis Chapman, who's back in that slot this year now for the Yanks. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Driven to right field, but foul. That's why when you look at that American League East, Rod, when you look at this Yankees team, if they do get the offense going, man, the back end of this pen just really makes them an interesting, intriguing club.
Well, 5-inning games on most nights if they've got a lead.
2-2.
Because they can go to Betances for 2, or they can go to Miller for 2, and of course Chapman every now and then can give you 4 or 5 outs.
Saw Justin Wilson warming up in the Detroit bullpen. He'll come on to pitch the 9th inning. And he got him strike 3 in the outside corner.
He froze him. Tigers beefing with the home plate umpire here tonight, not necessarily agreeing with these balls that are being called strikes by Dan Iasonia. Mr. Foxtrack said it's high enough.
Yep. So Iasonia got that one right, and there are 2 gone now, and here is Upton.
And the back end of this bullpen is doing exactly as we knew that it had been doing all year, and it's just a strikeout, 2 an inning.
They got 5 so far between Betances and Miller.
What a nice luxury to have, though, partner, to when you're in a close game, to know that you've got guys in your bullpen that can trot out of that bullpen and get you swings and misses and lots of strikeouts. where the other team can't even put the ball in play.
Well, on most nights it's going to be like that. I mean, there are going to be occasional nights where somebody's going to have to take a night off, but you still have 2 or 3 probably on most nights. When you have all 3, boy, you're right. I mean, you're getting guys not even putting the ball in play against these guys.
And they're all pretty fresh right now because in the month of May they did not perform all that well, so they couldn't even get to this trio.
Off the mask of the catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike. Justin Upton had a bloop single in the 4th inning to knock in the first Tigers run. Miller, of course, a former high round draft choice, 1st round of the Tigers in 06. And he missed again, 3-1. Then he was involved in the Miguel Cabrera deal to the Marlins. Spent some time with the Red Sox, which is really kind of where he took off. Here's the 3-1 pitch. He lost it, ball 4, so Miller now has walked 2 in the inning.
The Tigers actually thought that they had a deal for Miller a couple of years ago at the trade deadline when they acquired David Price on the 31st of July. David Dombrowski felt like he had a deal in place for Andrew Miller that same day, but I guess the Baltimore Orioles outbid the Tigers and he ended up in Baltimore.
Yeah, they literally had him. I mean, it was, I guess, agreed upon. The pieces were agreed upon, but then it was backed out at the last second.
It would have been a different year that year, obviously, for the Tigers with Miller in that back end of the bullpen.
Kinsler will be pinch hitting now for Saltalamacchia, and all it takes is 1 swing here. Tying run coming to the plate.
Ian, good fastball hitter. He's always been a good fastball hitter. Big grand slam just a couple of days ago in Anaheim.
Got that one off Cam Bedrosian.
And Tigers battled back from 7 that night to tie it up, but would eventually lose the game.
Couldn't hold up, 0-1.
Here's that grand slam off Cam Bedrosian. It landed in the first row at the Big A. First pitch, nasty slider thrown by Miller.
Fouled that one off 0-2. Kinsler pitch hitting for Saltalamacchia. He's the tying run right now in a 5-2 ball game. There is a little bit of history between these two, and if you're wondering if a home run is part of it, yes. 2 for 7 with a long ball against Miller.
Miguel at his second base talking to anybody who'll listen.
It's always the case. It doesn't matter what base he's standing on.
Now he's talking to the center fielder.
Way outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Andrew Miller does not have good command here tonight. He's thrown 22 pitches. He has missed the strike zone with 11 of those.
Another ground ball foul.
Kinsler doing everything possible just to get a piece of that slider that Miller continues to throw him.
Waiting on deck, Mike Aviles. Betances went 1 1/3. Miller here in the 8th. Drill toward left field. That'll get down. Base hit and more. It'll go to the corner. Here comes Cabrera. They're going to try and get the second run in. That's Upton. Throw to the plate, and he is out at home plate.
It looked like he got that foot in there before the tag of Romine got him up top.
We shall see. Yankees running off the field, but here's our look.
He's out.
Yeah, he's going to be out. So Kinsler will get a double. He will score Cabrera. That'll make it a 5-3 ball game. Tigers still deciding whether or not to challenge here. And Brad coming out. It looks like they may challenge it here. I really don't think you have. Well, now is he asking maybe if he was blocking the plate? Take another look at the replay to see if he was blocking.
It looks like he's blocking the plate with that left leg. He's clearly out, so I know Brad's not arguing that. And you can't block the plate without the ball.
But again, the ball is taking him into the runner. This is going to be a close call here. Kinsler, meanwhile, has gone to second base
and won't move.
No, he's the only guy in the field right now. Ah, they called him out.
Quick, too.
All right, so it's a double and RBI. Tigers get one back, and we'll be going to the 9th inning. It's a little bit tighter. 5-3 ball game. Here's a look at the Central Division standings. Tigers now 4.5 back, pending the outcome of this one, of course. And Buck Farmer goes back to work as he faces the Yankees here in the 9th.
How about shit? We've been in a Kenny loft in there in this summer.
Old school. Upton called out at home plate. Otherwise, it would have been a one-run game as it stands right now 5-3. And the Yankees hitting in the 9th inning.
Beautiful piece of hitting by Ian Kinsler. He finally got one of those sliders that was barreling in on side only. And he pulled his hands in nicely to keep that ball fair.
Pinch hit RBI for Kinsler. Now Farmer with the 1-1. He'll get back out of play. 1-2 on Austin Romine. There he is.
Orioles. Chapman.
Well, Tigers have gotten one against Betances, one against Miller. Why not?
You get two against Orioles.
Chopper to the right side. Aviles. Romine is out, one gone. Here's Didi Gregorius. His first at bat of the night, after entering as a defensive replacement. .261 for Gregorius. And he'll look at a ball outside. Of course, Saltalamacchia was pinch hit for, so McCann comes in to catch. Castellanos on the grass at third, and Gregorius looks at a strike. 1-1.
Good changeup there, thrown by Farmer at 87 miles an hour. Really good arm speed. It's a circle change. Look at it pull down on that thing, which creates that fading action.
Farmer had a 1-2-3/8. And he is operating here against the bottom of the Yankees lineup. Ball low, 2-1 on Gregorius. Tigers have the White Sox coming in for the weekend. They're actually already here, but the series starts tomorrow. Here's the 2-1. Some pretty tough games on this homestand, Rod, when you consider the Sox come in, the Yankees tonight, and then you got, what, the Jays next week.
Yeah, some good teams. Even though the Jays are not playing as well as most people believe they would at the outset of this year. It's a team that has a very good offense, and on any given night they can really pile up a lot of runs. And that White Sox team, they're not going to play as poorly as they played the month of May. It's just not going to happen.
You think Bautista's jaw's feeling better by now?
Yeah, I think he's pretty good by now. Ooh, I think he's pretty good by now.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss.
Look out, Buck. I see.
Buck 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, he does.
2 gone now, 5 straight retired by Farmer.
Little 4-seam action here. And fingertips right across the seams upstairs. Gregorius. He couldn't catch up to it.
Two gone here in the 9th inning. Here's a bouncing ball to first, right behind the bag, knocked out by Miggy.
That's a nice job there by Miguel.
It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Buck Farmer. Here comes Aroldis. Go to the bottom of the 9th in a 5-3 ball game, and with a preview of tonight's Tigers Live, we check in with Kristen Keith.
Thanks, Mario. Well, stay tuned to Fox Sports Detroit after the game. It's Tigers Live. Matt Shepard and Craig Monroe will break this one down from the Coliseum studio while I head into the locker room to hear from manager Brad Osmus and starter Matt Boyd. Tigers are trying to make a comeback now. Mario, send it back to you.
All right, Kristen, thank you. We'll see if the Tigers indeed can make a comeback. It'll be a little bit of a difficult challenge here because you've got one of the best in the game, the hard-throwing Aroldis Chapman.
Well, just about every fastball that Chapman uncorks, it's triple digits. He has 7 saves. He has not blown one yet. He has pitched 9 innings, and he has punched out 15 already this year and walked just 1.
It'll be Mike Aviles, then Jose Iglesias, and then Cameron Maybin. Aviles had a double against Betances in the 7th, driving in a run. Chapman works it home low. 1 ball, no strikes at a balmy 101. Here's a strike called. 1-1 the count.
He took a little off that one. That was just 99.
Is that a changeup? Tardy on 100 miles an hour, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Aviles. Chapman, a native of Cuba. There's another Cuban native waiting on deck, and that is Iglesias.
Chapman also a free agent after this year is over with.
Here's the 1-2. Ground ball, base hit, right field. Aviles takes 100 miles an hour and pokes it into right.
Let's take a look at the big boy, big play of the game, which ended last half inning after an Ian Kinsler double down the left field corner. Nice job by Brett Gardner, who was put in as a defensive replacement, gets here in a hurry. He gets it to Didi Gregorius, who was also put in for a defensive replacement, and they execute a perfectly nice rundown play. 7-6-2 to get the out. Relay play.
Well, here is Iglesias now. Tying run coming to the plate with nobody out. 5-3 Yankees lead.
The Titans would have scored that run last half inning if the defense would have been the same as it was the inning prior. That was Castro at shortstop, and you have Hicks in the outfield.
We'll go to the backstop to advance the runner. Now Aviles in scoring position.
Crossed up, Romine. It's a good thing that thing wasn't thrown directly at him. I wonder how you get crossed up with a runner on first base, though.
It's a wild pitch.
That's 2 wild pitches in the game today for them.
Yeah, this trio at the back end of their bullpen has not been extremely sharp.
They've got to be difficult to catch. Betances, Miller, and this cat Chapman.
Well, when Miller was a Tiger, the Tigers catchers would say he was the most difficult guy on the staff to catch. Way up high, 2 balls, no strikes.
I mean, you guys throwing 100 miles an hour. Then you got these sliders that have the late break and the dive that they have. It's got to be a catcher's nightmare.
Now Iglesias waiting on the 2-0. Chapman last year struck out 116 in just 66 1/3 innings. On his way to 33 saves for the Reds.
The Yankees made the deal for Chapman, even though he was dealing with a domestic abuse situation, which landed him a 30-day suspension to start the year. They still felt like he was somebody that they wanted on their team. despite the issues he had in the offseason.
Low, 3-1. Yankees at one point led 5-1. The Tigers staring at the back end of their bullpen, and now it's gotten a little bit iffy for Joe Girardi. Strike call, 3-2. Iglesias trying to coax a walk.
Yeah, he was taken all the way.
And the 3-2. He'll get back out of play at 100 miles an hour as Iglesias stays alive.
Just about every fastball that Chapman has thrown has been triple digits. He threw one at 99. Cincinnati Reds a few years ago, they entertained the thought of making Chapman a starter. And that didn't go very well during the course of spring training, and they put him back in the bullpen.
And he lost it, ball 4, and the Tigers had the tying runs on with nobody out. Chapman's been all over the place.
Yeah, he has not been able to find a consistent arm slot which would allow him to throw the ball over the plate efficiently.
Here's Cameron Maybin.
It looks like we might have a classic confrontation brewing here between Miguel Cabrera and Chapman before this one's over.
He is lurking. Maybin is 1 for 2 career against Chapman with a strikeout. And he's showing bunt. He lays it down to third base. Headley's throw is safe at first. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
I think they caught the Yankees by surprise. They were not looking for the bunt there. And what a job by Cameron Maybin, a guy throwing 100 miles an hour, still able to get the bunt down. He deadens it perfectly. Headley comes in to get it. He flips it over there, but not before Maybin crossing the bag and getting the bag with that right foot. Man, sticking your nose out there on a guy throwing 100 miles an hour trying to bunt the baseball. Are you kidding me?
No thanks. They are loaded up with nobody out.
This crowd's getting into it.
Well, you got the meat of the order coming up now. Here's JD. Tigers feeling it, down by 2. And ball 1 to Martinez.
If you're JD Martinez, the one thing that you know you can't do, and because he does throw 100 miles an hour, you're not trying to pull the baseball. You're just trying to get the barrel of the bat in the proper zone, which would allow you to hit the ball up the middle. And if you're a little bit late, you can hit the ball to right field, but you should not be trying to pull a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
That'll get back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good swing there by JD.
There's your confrontation waiting on deck.
Yeah, it's going to go down.
Chapman about to throw his 15th pitch. Has not retired anybody. Bottom of the Tigers lineup getting something going. A single by Aviles and a walk to Iglesias. The 8 and 9 guys getting on base. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball back up the middle. They'll fire to second. 1 relay to first. It's a double play. And what a circus double play that was.
Are you kidding me? Gregorius with the glove does not use the hand. He gets the ball to Castro. He uses the hand, and he's able to turn it over. It doesn't get much better than this. And boy, did Chapman need it. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. What a play.
That is unbelievable. However, the Tigers get a run on the play. It's now 5-4 with 2 outs. And the tying run at third base. The winning run in Miguel Cabrera at the plate.
And all the damage that Miguel Cabrera has done against the Yankees in his career, you know, in the back of the mind of Joe Girardi, he's kind of hoping that Chapman, he pitches very careful to him. You don't ever want to put the winning run on, but in this case, it's not all bad.
Minky bouncing ball to second. Fielded there, and that's going to do it.
Boy, that double play.